Thank you, Dean Ma'am and Chairperson, sir. We are also now joined by our Honorable Vice Chairman, uh, Mr. Suneet Watts. Sir, I welcome you. And now I'm handing over this session to Dr. Devati Dhar for taking the presentation that were due today. And I hope all of our participants are ready for that. Dr. Devati Dhar, please, over to you.
Thank you, Saloni ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. On the basis of the sessions on open educational resources and particularly on MOOCs, you all have been assigned the task of developing a proposal for any innovative value-added course for media communication studies in the line of MOOCs. The instructions have been mailed as well. So we are sure that you all must have had an engaging time developing the same. Today in this session, we are having presentation of your proposals. As instructed earlier, each group will be getting 3 to 4 minutes, and during the presentation, each member is requested to turn their camera on. On this note, I'm inviting the first group, that is group 1, for the presentation. The members of this group are Chetna Bhatia, Bhumika Chandola, Shreya Sharma, Manoj Kumar Singh, Monica Srivastav, Krishna Kanta Singh, and Tanushree Mukherjee. I invite the members.
Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of Group 1 members, I, Dr. Chetna Bhatia, will present the proposal that we have made for a bridge course on citizen journalism. But before we begin with the presentation, I would like to thank the organizing committee, not only for organizing such an interactive and such a, a diverse and interesting FDP, but for bringing together people from diverse fields and diverse states together to work together and to interact together. I'll be sharing the screen. Just let me know if the PPT gets shared. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, so we have prepared a proposal for bridge course on citizen journalism. And before we begin with the introduction part of it, I would like to give an introduction of the group members, because I was talking about people from diverse fields coming together. So we have Krishna Kanta sir from Department of Geology, and his specialization is in rocks and minerals, and he's from this beautiful state of Manipur. He works in Bathinda, Punjab Central University. Then we have Tanushree Mukherjee from the field of public relations. She has a specialization in corpcom and event management as well from Amity University, Jaipur. So we have somebody from Jaipur as well. Then we have Shreya Sharma from Globalization and Development Studies from University of Allahabad. So we have a person from Allahabad as well. And rest of the people, Monica Srivastava, Manoj Kumar Singh, Chetna Bhatia and Bhumika Chandola, we are from WIPS, wherein Monica Srivastava ma'am is from the field of law. So we have like diverse people coming up together, and we really enjoyed working together and interacting together. It was fun kind of an activity. So I'll just begin with the proposal of the course that we have prepared. These are the basic details of the course. Discipline is journalism and mass communication. Course is citizen journalism. Medium of instruction, we have kept it bilingual, English and Hindi both. Nature of course is elective. Course credits 4. Course duration, since we were given 3 options, so we have chosen the first option as per the parameter, which is bridge course. That was for 8 to 10 hours. So we have chosen bridge course for 10 hours. Basically, the introduction to the course contains 4 things. It starts with the evolution and importance of grassroots journalism, participatory journalism as an alternate to mainstream journalism, number 1. Number 2, it includes a brief about the evolution of tools and platforms used by citizen journalists. It also includes a discussion regarding the ethical parameters, issues, and controversies surrounding journalists and the tools that they use. And the course also focuses on learning multimedia skills to empower communities. As far as aim of the course goes, aim of this course is to build more engaged and robust communities by providing accurate news, and the need to encourage their participation in the in the system. Citizen journalists help their communities to raise independent voices and empower members of those communities to mentor, evaluate, and contribute to social, economic, and political life. The objectives of the course after studying the modules, students should be able to define citizen journalism, describe the strengths and limitations of citizen journalism, apply the acquired knowledge about contemporary tools and platforms for citizen journalism, reflect citizen journalism critically. The learning outcomes include that after the completion of this course, the students would be able to build effective news stories around major issues of the society, equipped with the ethics of news and media, apply skills of multimedia distribution and processing of information, and utilize the interactive tools for pursuing citizen journalism. Teaching pedagogy, we have included number 1, case study approach, number 2, PPTs, number 3, videos and reference readings. Videos can be from open educational resources along with the originally produced e-resources by us, and the reference readings including readings from different news articles, different websites, different magazine articles, and different news updates. And group discussion we have also included in teaching pedagogy. Eligibility criteria we have kept for the course is open to students pursuing undergraduation in any discipline, be it IT, be it law, be it business studies, or any discipline. And evaluation criteria, we have kept 3 things because we have included field projects and group projects in the module itself. So we have included 3 evaluation criteria. First is home assignments, second is quiz, and third is group presentations. The course structure goes as follows. First module is the concept of citizen journalism. It includes the following topics: history, meaning and definition, citizen journalism versus mainstream journalism, skills and challenges of citizen journalism, tools and news dissemination platforms of citizen journalists, ethical parameters of citizen journalism, some case studies about the people, about the events, about the places related, uh, uh, about the places that have been in news related to citizen journalism, and people who have been doing this, citizens who have been doing this, activists who have been involved in this. And then there is a project. Then module 2 deals with digital media and citizen journalism, wherein the topics are use of websites and blogs, mobile and citizen journalism, digital photography and videography in citizen journalism, social media enabled citizen journalism, integrating multimedia content in citizen journalism, and project 2. So basically module 2 is the practical oriented one, and it would be more focused on doing practicals about websites, blogs, using photography, videography, and different multimedia platforms, how to use that. And the project will also be based on that, like making a multimedia news story and sharing it on different news and information disseminating platforms in the form of groups or teams. The budget that we have kept is 50,000 for the resource persons and 50,000 for content production for whatever audio, video, lectures we will be producing. The source of budget we have specified from our side. This is just an idea. It can be deliberated upon if and as required, and if the course is taken into consideration. Fees would be 2,000 per student. We have kept the student strength as 50. And institutional support would be needed in case of, like, because this course would be delivered through online medium. Online is the delivery mode. So we need online platform, we need software to conduct classes, and other infrastructure support if we need. So we can take that institutional support. And in case the amount goes beyond the requirement, so that can also be expected from the institution to help us with it. And proposed resource persons, we have proposed 2 resource persons. Professor Shambhunath Singh, he is professor in School of Journalism and New Media Studies in IGNOU. He has been former director there as well, and he has been former vice chancellor of Patna University. And second is Professor Viswajit Das. He is founding director of Center for Culture Media Governance at Jamia Millia Islamia University. For the purpose of content reviewer, we have kept since we were to tell the eligibility or qualification. So for content reviewer, there would be somebody who is a senior journalist, preferably working for online platform, or we can say probably into multimedia production kind of a thing. Content writer would be somebody who's associate professor in this field, and technical reviewer would be somebody who is PG and NET, and teaching assistant or mentor would be somebody who is PG and NET. So that's all for the presentation. Over to you, Debarati ma'am.
Thank you so much, Chetna ma'am. We will be taking the comments, observations collectively at the end. So now I invite group 2. The members are Ravi Chaturvedi, Akansha Arora, Nalini Mehra, Anila Tahil Ramani, Garima Bora, Hemlata, and Sahil Kaur. May we have the members, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mrinalini Mehra, and I'll be presenting a presentation on the behalf of Group 2. Since the pandemic, people have now started taking their health seriously. And now they have finally realized that health is the true wealth. So after deliberation amongst our group, we decided that why not we propose a course on health journalism for MOOC. So now I'll be taking you through the different components of the proposal that we have prepared. It is going to be a short-term course on health journalism, and the details of the course are as follows, that it is going to be an interdisciplinary course, and the medium that we have kept is going to be bilingual. We are going to offer the course in both Hindi and English language, and the nature of the course is going to be at undergraduate level. The course credit will be like 4. The course duration that is important is going to be for 6 weeks. We have included total 10 modules, like 2 modules per week, and 7 hours are allocated to 2 modules per week. And in the last week, which is the 6th week, we have decided that we are going to have an online examination and field project as final assessment, which I'll be telling you about later in the presentation. Now I'll give you a brief introduction. I'll give you a brief, 1 second, just give me 1 second. I'll give you a brief introduction, yeah. So this course provides an insight into the field of health communication theory and practice and the key areas of health journalism. It prepares students to understand, implement, and evaluate health communication interventions. The course also prepares students to appreciate and spread awareness about the health policies undertaken by the government and understand the rules for the preservation and development of physical, mental, and social well-being. It also elucidates the understanding of health journalism in its different formats, applications, and importance. That was a brief introduction. Let us move towards the next slide. That is the aim of the course. The course aims to impart the knowledge and skill required to practice health journalism. Then, 1 second. The next slide is we have mentioned the objectives of the course. So on the completion of the course, the students should be able to explain the concept of health and health journalism, describe the nuance and structuring of health reporting, apply knowledge gained to spread awareness on public health and lifestyle. Now, these are the learning outcomes that a student is expected to learn after the completion of the course. I am going to read a few of them because we have also time limit. On the completion of the course, the students will be able to understand the concept of public health, articulate a clear understanding of health journalism, demonstrate knowledge and understanding of structure, nuances, and ethical guidelines of health reporting, understand the concept of health and wellness, which is very important because people do use these terms interchangeably, health and wellness, and they're 2 different fields. Understand the concept of health, mobile health journalism also, and demonstrate knowledge and understanding of health literacy, which is very important if we want to impart health communication properly. And without health literacy, that is not possible. Then, as far as our teaching pedagogy is concerned, we have followed a 4-quadrant approach that was a prerequisite, as mentioned by Dr. Durgesh Tripathi sir in his PowerPoint presentation. So we have followed that for our teaching pedagogy. It's a 4-quadrant approach, and we'll be including video lectures, audio recordings, case studies, documentaries, e-resources, and then peer review where the students can have discussions. These are going to be the teaching pedagogies for pedagogy for the course. Then the eligibility criteria is going to be that we have kept 10 plus 2 with minimum 50% of marks. Then as far as the evaluation criteria is concerned, we have deliberated and thought that we are going to keep it as a weekly assignment and assessment for continuous evaluation. So there are going to be 2 MCQ multiple choice questions per week according to the modules, and skill acquiring assignment. There'll be 1 skill acquiring assignment per week. And then in the last week, of course, they're going to be the field project. Then this is the course structure. These are the different modules that we are going to give in the time span of 6 weeks. So in week 1, it's like the concept of health. In week 2, health journalism. In week 3, nuances of health reporting. And will keep providing MCQs and skill acquiring assignment. For instance, as far as nuances of health reporting is concerned, we can give an assignment to the students to make a report on the garbage disposal system in their particular area. Then in module 4, there's going to be structuring of health reporting. Module 5, ethical considerations in health reporting. Module 6, health and wellness. Module 7 on health literacy. Module 8, prevalent health systems in India. Then module 9 is going to be mobile health journalism, and module 10 is going to be how to design a health campaign. And now, as far as our final assessment is concerned, as I said, that we are going to assess the students in the last week on the basis of an online examination and a field assessment. And as far as field assessment is concerned, we can give them a task to make a short documentary on the various issues, health-related issues that are prevailing in our country, or we can also ask them to make a photo feature. So that was about the modules, and now we have prepared our budget. So now, as far as a budget is concerned, we contemplated on it, and we also went through different sites, through different sources, and we came up to the conclusion that we have cited this budget breakdown, as you can see on the screen, from the UGC's website. So now this is the budget given by UGC for a 40-hour course, right? So this is a breakdown budget. So for instance, that if you want to prepare presentation reference material, will be require 1.5 lakhs for that. And then for if we are going for video production cost, then that is also given in this breakup. So this is the breakup that can be followed if the course gets nod from the institution. Then at the end, I would just, these are the team members who have contributed in making this presentation. Thank you so very much. Back to Devrati ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mrinalini ma'am, for such a precise presentation. Now I invite Group 3 members. In Group 3, we have Vaishali Billa, Anurag Gupta, Kritika Nagdev, Atul Upadhyay, Akansha Jain, Poonam, and Sangeeta Pal. Group 3, may we have a presentation?
Good morning. Screen?
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
We can see.
Good afternoon to one and all. I am Anurag Gupta, and I will be presenting my proposal for a certificate course for health communication. The presenter, I guess, has given the somewhat same presentation on the same lines that we have designed our course on. So keeping it very short and crisp, let's start with the course. Discipline is social sciences. Subject will be media management and communication studies. The course will be about health communication and management. During the pandemic times, we have seen that a lot of communication has been given, but the need for effective communication is there. We are battling with a lot of information and disinformation and fake news as well. So the main reason for developing this course is the effective communication. Medium of instruction is obviously English. We have kept as English only. Nature of course is elective. Course credit 4, and course duration will be of 15 weeks divided into 40 modules, as we have kept it as a certificate course. Okay, coming to the introduction part, this course will give students a brief idea of the public health sector in contemporary India. Healthcare sector communication is currently the need of the hour, an insight into the theoretical framework of effective ways of health communication, and will help in developing the practical skills which are required while communicating with individual groups and health professionals. Coming to the aim of the course, the aim of the course is to create an interdisciplinary understanding of health communication with a wider perspective of media marketing and management. We have kept many objectives of the course that as we have a certificate. The first objective is of the find the common principle of health communication and media marketing in the digital age. Next one is to identify how media management can be and is currently used as a communication tool in creating global health and development awareness, to elucidate features and functionalities of the most popular health awareness campaigns, people, and platform. Number 4, understand how to create professional platforms to manage or create awareness about an individual's own health. Number 5, learn how to write and synthesize content to fit different social media platforms, stories, surveys, communication, brochures. So, number 6, to understand how to develop a media strategy and linking it to achieve programmatic goals. Number 7, identify different media strategies for increasing followers and engaging health and development agencies. Now, after the course, we expect a student to learn the following things. A student must be able to understand and describe the role of health communication in health education and health promotion, have an understanding of the nature and importance of communication skills in healthcare practice, including interprofessional communication, learn and become aware of theories and models of health behavior related to patient learning and development of health promotion strategies. Number 4, be able to prepare material for use in a health communication context. And last, to be able to explain the types of appeal that can be used in health communication. Teaching pedagogies, we have used the 4-quadrant method. The e-tutorial will have video and audio content, animations, video demonstrations, virtual labs, and more. E-content will have, for every module, we will have a text which will be of 3,000 words. And web resources we will be providing related links, open source content, case studies, ebooks, and research papers and journal, etc. The eligibility criteria for this course will be 10+2, being an undergraduate course. Evaluation criteria, we will be conducting an evaluation at the end of the course. Last week will be dedicated for the evaluation purpose. The modes of evaluation will be assignments, multiple choice questions, quizzes, fill in the blanks, matching questions, short answer types question, and long answer type questions. So we have divided the course in 14 weeks and 60 modules. In the first week, we will be talking about the introduction to health communication, definition, meaning, and concept, and so on. In the second week, we will be talking about health and its determinants, health behaviors. Third week, we will be talking about the health communication models and various theories. Fourth week, we will be talking about healthcare scenario in India, the past and present, and various organizations which are dealing with healthcare programs. Fifth week, we will be talking about media strategies and public health education campaign. And rest we are yet. For the budget part, we have decided to keep the budget of every module. We have 14 modules, so we have kept the budget for every module, including the content delivery, resource person, and production, 15,000, which sums out to be 6 lakh rupees for a 40 module course. And from the institution part, we will be requiring the web studio for the recording of the. For resource person, we have content writers, Ms. Akansha Jain, myself, Dr. Atul Upadhyay, Ms. Kritika Nagdev, Ms. Poonam, Ms. Dr. Sangeeta, Dr. Vishali Billa. For content reviewer, we will be seeking permission from Professor Siddharth Mishra, Professor Dr. Charlata Singh, Dr. Vishali Billa, Dr. Sangeeta. And for technical reviewers, we have Ms. Akansha Jain, myself, Dr. Atul Upadhyay, Ms. Kritika Nagdev, and Ms. Poonam. And that's all from my side. Thank you. Over to you, Deepika.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving such a precise presentation. Now I invite group 4. The members are Shambhu Sahu, Amit Channa, Neha Pandey, Abhinav Arohi, Famina Hussain, Avantika Raina, and Ghulam Hussain.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Group 4, I will be presenting our proposal for the value-added course. Our course, it will be interdisciplinary. Subject is Media and Communication Studies. And the course name is OTT Platform Content Creation, Management, and just a minute, please. And Promotion. Medium of instruction is English. Nature of course is core. Course details, credits are 4, and course duration, it will be a value-added short-term course for 30 hours. Just a minute. Now, the growth of internet penetration and data consumption has motivated the advertisers to increase their digital ad spend. According to the report by FICCI, the digital ad spend in India will increase to 30.8% CAGR from 2016 to 2021. Digital infrastructure, over the top content consumption and evolving trends, OTT distribution, monetization models, and dynamic consumer demand are a few key factors that have created wide scope for OTT platforms. Therefore, it has become pertinent to understand the digital vision strategy, consumer outlook and proposition, business framework, execution strategy, and digital transformation required by the OTT platforms to succeed. Now, the aim of the course is to develop an understanding of the emergence and scope of over-the-top content platforms and how content is created, managed, and distributed. the the objectives of the course are that how the OTT platforms have grown in the recent past, how the OTT platforms develop creative content strategy, how the content on OTT platforms is distributed and monetized, how collaborations and partnerships have helped the growth of OTT platforms, and how does ownership impact the OTT platforms. Let's look at the learning outcomes. At the completion of the course, the student should be able to describe the nature and scope of OTT platforms and analyze the creative content strategies adopted by them, explain the various revenue models for OTT platforms, develop original content for the web, describe the role of market forces and ownership in OTT platforms, deliberate upon whether ethical and regulatory framework for OTT platforms is required. For the teaching pedagogy, each module will comprise the following: videos, readings, discussion forums, audios, e-resources, multiple choice questions, and one peer-reviewed assignment. The eligibility criteria is 10+2 in any stream, and for evaluation, the student will be evaluated based on written assignments, MCQs, and the final assessment. Now, the course structure, we have divided the course structure into 4 weeks and 4 modules. So module 1 will be introduction and will comprise the following topics. The first one is OTT characteristics, growth and development. Second, factors driving the growth of OTT. Third, nature and scope. Fourth, challenges in the OTT environment. Module 2 will comprise distribution and monetization, and we will teach them the following topics: research, which will include market and audience research; types of distribution, which will include cell phone platform, promotional platforms, third-party licensing, and partnerships with telecom networks; revenue models, which will include AVOD, TVOD, SOVD, hybrid and multi-screen; promotional strategies. Module 3 will comprise content strategy, and we will teach them developing content strategy, which will include regional, mass, niche, and live; story development for the web; building characters, and dialogue writing. The final module will talk about investment, collaborations, and ownership, and will include collaborations and partnerships, FDI and FII on OTT platforms, market forces and ownership, and ethical and regulatory framework for OTT. Now, the budget. So our total budget is, the projected budget is 82,000 rupees, and we have included the cost of content development, production, resource persons. We will have 2 guest interviews, then content reviewers, technical reviewers, and teaching assistant. And the amount that you see, 36,000, can also be, we can do away with it because of the institutional support, as we already have audio video recording facility. Now, the eligibility of the resource person, I think after much deliberation, and we were also confused while drafting it. So we have left the position of the course director because we would like more information and clarification on this. As far as content writers are concerned, all the team members qualify to be content writers. Then for content reviewers, we have taken the liberty of including Siddharth sir's and Charu ma'am's name here because they've been constantly guiding us. For technical reviewers, we have Mr. Abhinav Arohi and Mr. Ghulam Hussain in the team. And a teaching assistant and mentor, we have Dr. Avantika Raina. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a beautiful presentation. Now I invite the members of Group 5, Tehzeeb Fatma, Pratibha Rai, Hardev Singh, Vidya Rani Singh, Anuradha Mishra, Ashish Verma, and Tanjung Kamboj. Group 5, please.
Good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon, sir.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. So I'm going to, myself, Hardev Singh, and I'm going to present on the behalf of Group 5. It's a value-added short-term MOOC course proposal. Okay. These are the group members from Group 5. Okay. Details of the course are it's interdisciplinary. And the subject that we have chosen is Media Communication Studies. It's a PG MOOC course, and the medium of instruction is in English, and the elective course with 3 credits. And it's a value-added short-term course, 12 weeks. Sorry. So in the introduction, the course will provide a basic framework for better understanding of the scientific ideas, knowledge, research, and developments in the society. And the two main postulates of the course are creating understandable scientific content and communicating the content to the public effectively. And to achieve these objectives, and to bring the understanding of the techniques of creation of scientific content in different mass media forms in order to enhance the level of public awareness and interest in scientific knowledge and development. Aim of the course is it aims to update knowledge and competency of students in various functional areas of science communication. It will equip students to communicate effectively through different media with a view to simulate scientific outlook. The course will develop skills on designing science communication messages with respect to different media. It will also help them to introduce science communication as a skill and as a career choice. In addition to develop sense of responsibility, course will familiarize students about the ethics in the science communication. And the objectives of the course would be to provide an introduction to the concept of science communication in the broader context of its history, discussions on science policies in India, ICT, and its implications in the different domains. And further, to provide knowledge about the role of science in media, understanding the nuances of science journalism and cultural and social approaches. Also to provide students with the range of intellectual resources for constructive critical analysis and understanding of the comparative narrative of science communication with case studies at global, national, and local levels. Further, to cultivate students' communication skills with particular emphasis on designing science communication content for various media for a variety of audiences. To provide students with the knowledge of ethics and challenges in science communication with the understanding of role and responsibilities and the problem of science communicators. And the last one, to explore the emerging trends in the science communication. So I'm going to skip the learning outcomes because they can be derived from the objective itself. So the teaching pedagogy, so the audio, video, text, lectures, e-text materials, presentations, and discussions. So since it's an interdisciplinary course, the eligibility criteria we have chosen as the graduation in any stream, and evaluation would be same as mentioned in the MOOCs guidelines, quizzes, weekly assignments, and finally, final exam after the completion of the course. And we have divided the course into 6 modules. The module 1 is basically concepts of science communication. 6 modules in 12 weeks, so each module will span 2 weeks time. And the second module is media. Third is comparative narrative of science communication. Fourth one is designing science communication content. And the fifth one is ethics and challenges in science communication. And the last module will be emerging trends in science communication. The budget is approximately 10 lakhs. My apologies that we have not divided it into different segments as the other groups have. And for the eligibility of the resource persons, we have just mentioned the guidelines from the MOOCs guidelines only. Coming to the course structure, the first one is the concept of science communication. So it will deal with the history of science and technology in India, aspects of science communication in different domains, and then the science policy in India, and then an introduction to the previous R&D institutions of our country. Second is science and media. It's about science journalism, scientific temper. And then the third one is comparative narrative of science communication. Again, a comparison between the global, national, and local science perspective. And then we will have some case studies like Bhopal gas tragedy or Mars orbiter mission, Chernobyl disaster, any other significant cases. Fourth one is now the designing science communication content. So it will include the understanding the audience, significance of researching, creating content, and content for broadcast media, digital media. Fifth is ethics and challenges in science communication. It will include role and responsibility of science communicator, and then political corporate nexus in science and its effects on science journalism, ethical issues and challenges of scientific communication. And the last one, emerging trends in science communication, would include risk and crisis reporting, interactive science communication for the children. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now I invite the last group, that is group number 6 for the presentation. The members are Shrishti Chandola, Sunil Mishra, Priyam Ghosh, Richa Yadav, Priyanka Sachdeva, Ifat, and Ankit Sharma.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Priyam Ghosh. I would be presenting on behalf of Group 6. The proposal that we are putting forth in front of you is for a short-term value-added course titled Digital Media and Society. These are the details of the course. The discipline would be pertaining to social science and humanities, subject communication studies, course as titled Digital Media and Society, medium of instruction English. The nature of course would be short-term value-added course pertaining 30 hours. Course credit would be 4 and course duration would be for 5 weeks. So introduction. This course titled Digital Media and Society would be primarily dealing with the understanding of two-way flow of how media as a social category has played a significant role in shaping of society and what have been the important spheres of its change. Similarly, how with the evolution of society, it has led to a different stage and has affected media as a category and pushed for its development to a newer form. Aim of the course, we came up with 3 points for this. The first point is the principal aim of the course is to create an interdisciplinary understanding among students in terms of correlating the crucial social concepts of society and digital media. Number 2, it further aims at providing the students a wider perspective in terms of relating the process of change within the society with digital media and the transformation of media as a medium and tool with evolution of society. Number 3, students from this course will be able to better comprehend the existing patterns of social change and will be able to relate and approach the phenomena from multidimensional perspective. Objectives, as I apologize for this, there are 3 objectives per se. The course focuses on developing an interdisciplinary understanding among students about the pivotal concepts and process involved in the society and digital media dynamics. Number 2, the course also focuses on highlighting the contemporary trends that have emerged within the society and digital media interaction. And number 3, the course will focus on highlighting the important spheres of change within society and digital media dynamics and the emerging challenges and possibilities from the context of India. These are the learning outcomes for the same. After completing the course, the learner will be able to understand digital media and its application of ICT, know the implications of fake news on society and importance of media literacy in citizen empowerment, comprehend photojournalism and its importance in digital era, develop insights on the role of social media in digital activism and social movements, use digital marketing tools while designing advertising and PR campaigns. The teaching pedagogy is similar to the 4-quadrant approach as prescribed by Swayam MOOC courses, where we would be providing course material as well as there would be weekly quizzes, etc. Eligibility criteria, minimum secondary school degree, that is 10+2 in any stream is encouraged, or any student who is currently enrolled in a BA course program is eligible for applying for this course. The evaluation criteria would be internal assessment for 40% and an external assessment of 60%. So course structure. Course structure comprises of 6 modules over 5 weeks. The 6 modules are as follows. Digital media concept and application. Here, we would be looking at definition and key concepts, ICT, its application, social media platforms, convergence and information society. The second module, again, that would be done in week 1, would comprise of defining media and digital literacy, digital journalism, importance of media literacy, digital divide. The third module, digital news and convergent journalism, would comprise of defining digital news, history of digital news, pros and cons of digital news in India and fake news. The fourth module, photojournalism in age of digital age, would look at digital technology and its impact on photojournalism, impact of photojournalism on society, the challenges and reinvention of visual story, ethical issues in the field of photojournalism. The fifth module, titled Digital Activism and Social Movements would comprise of introduction to the idea of digital activism, network, media and social movements, organizing activism through citizen journalism with case studies pertaining to Arab Spring, Occupy movement, Me Too, etc. And finally, the sixth module would enlighten us over digital marketing, comprising of concepts of digital marketing, digital media campaign design, digital advertising and digital public relations, content creation for digital marketing. So the budget, the estimated budget that we have put forth is 2,50,000. I apologize, it's not as detailed as of my other fellow presenters, but we could discuss it further. Eligibility of the resource person. So we have stick to the MOOC Swayam website's understanding of how, or UGC's guidelines of how course coordinators, content writers, content reviewers eligibility would be decided. We are still brainstorming about who would qualify to be the course coordinators, the content writers, content reviewers, technical reviewers, and teaching assistants for the same. Thank you very much.
Unmute yourself, ma'am. Deepti, ma'am.
Thank you, Priya ma'am, and thank you everyone for enlightening us with such wonderful and well-prepared ideas, given the fact that you all prepared in such a short span of time. I'm sure if given more time, these ideas can be further developed and proposed to the concerned authorities. Lastly, you all are requested to send your presentation in the FDP VSGMC ID. For your convenience, I have shared the ID once again here in the chat box. Thank you once again. Over to you, Saloni ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you all the participants for putting in their efforts. And now I would like to invite our Dean, Professor Dr. Charulata Singh, for her observation and comments.
Thank you, Saloni. And first of all, I would like to congratulate all the participants that, you know, as Debrati said, within a very short span of time, they have been, you know, attending all these sessions and everything, and then they could, you know, sit together and prepare this the presentations and deliberate on the proposals as an assignment. You know, we have been giving daily session-wise MCQs as part of assessment for the FDP, and it is towards the end that we have kept this activity where as a part of assessment, which we know through this teaching learning process, that how important is the assessment part. So my congratulations to all the participants for putting in their hard work and presenting the proposals here with us. So all the groups, I would say, have done well. And the first group on citizen journalism, health journalism, and then health communication management is there, OTT platform, and then science communication and digital media and society. However, few of them have structured their you know, modules and their sessions and the course well. Whereas few others, I could observe that there is somewhat lacking in the understanding of the modules and sessions. You know, when we are talking about a course will have modules, and the modules will have the sessions. So module is a particular broader topic, and then divided into various sessions which will take place as part of that. So module is like a, for easy understanding, it is like a unit on a particular you know, topic. So I think that is what it is. And then according to me, all the groups are good. I would you know, ask Siddharth sir to give more detailed comments.
Thank you, Dr. Charulata, and you have talked in detail about these presentations, and I think there is no need for me to go into those details further. We are concluding today, and I'm very, very happy that we are concluding on this note of having made presentations. About 2 years back, 2.5 years back, when I was to join WIPS, and I was having a discussion with the chairman, Dr. Vats, about, you know, what is that I'm going to do here and this thing. So I looked at it, what's the challenge which is for me here? And the challenge which I saw for myself, which I created for myself. Sometimes you create a, like a boxer in the game, sports of boxing, you have to have a punching bag and then hit at that, to practice it. So the punching bag which I created for myself was that we have to shift from pro forma teaching to hands-on teaching. Pro forma teaching as in, उसकी requirement है यूनिवर्सिटी की requirement है UGC की वो requirement है फला का ये requirement वो ठीक है अपनी जगह है वो लेकिन that should not overtake the teaching learning process. And at today this FDP and again those FDPs when we were doing the first FDP, generally the FDPs which are conducted, there were set topics given by UGC and other such bodies and they were being done. We have started innovating in our FDPs and we have been able to do a FDP like this. It is because of the innovative skills that most of our committees have created within themselves. This is here the accolades goes to the research committee external, but research committee internal has done something. The other committees have done something. So, basically the whole idea of converting these committees into vibrant committees and teaching through these committees. I think that has started yielding result, and this particular FDP is, it's an evidence of what we have achieved. That our move from pro forma teaching to hands-on teaching has definitely begun, and a test was given to us by the circumstances. A test was given to us by the situation of COVID-19 lockdown, and we all have, risen to the challenge, and we all have delivered. And not only that, we have done better than what we were doing in the previous years. It is not because of COVID that we have done better. We have not allowed COVID to lessen our momentum. That is what is the achievement of this FDP. That we have been improving upon our FDPs year after year, year after year. So this year's FDP has been an improvement on previous years. And it is not because of COVID. It is because that zeal in us, that desire in us to improve upon our abilities, our capabilities, is all there part of our DNA today, and so thank you all the participants, especially those who came in from outside. Do carry our messages that the kind of work that we are doing here, and we want to benefit today. We think that we are in a position to benefit the media teaching learning community on a larger forum, and these courses are going to be part of that endeavor, that enterprise, that motivation which we have today. And all our vice chairman is on camera, so all of you are now requested to be on camera for the recording of the group photo.
Siddharth sir, can I say a few words in case
yes,
I was not?
I'm glad that you asked because you had told me that you don't want to speak, so I did not allow you to speak. Now that you wanted to speak, please.
Because a lot of proposals that have come through, I want to thank you for doing this. In fact, not stretching it too further, I would not rate any of the ideas because they are still in their nascent stage and it will require a lot of deliberation as to what would come out in the final form. My only suggestion is, see, as an institution, fine, and as a management, we are, in talks with a lot of platforms which are available now. I would name one which I can possibly, show evidence enough to prove to the fact that Upgrad is one platform which is, now available, fine, for doing any such like program which has been planned online by everyone, and they have kind of beautifully come up with ideas. My only thing was that we have many such platforms which are there. Even MOOCs which started with, giving as free, thing. Now the time has necessitated where we, because earlier we were not talking of these platforms because there was a taboo of, learning online and so on and so forth. And everything, I think, possibly has its own time to, kind of come to and people to have appreciation for that fact. So MOOC, 78 million, students now enrolled into it. And the kind of, 800 universities coming across, collaborating together to offer those programs. Upgrad, why I mentioned is the Ronnie School wala company started with 3 IITians, combined together.
we are trying to get some kind of a deal done with them for our short-term programs, which would be an extension of WIPS in terms of value-added programs to be, and we can categorize them into either student-centric programs or for upskilling and reskilling of a lot of professionals which are there. A lot of proposals have come from their side. I'm in close touch with them, negotiating hard on what it requires, in terms of delivery would be done by WIPS faculty itself. The content, development and other things can be brought in by others. My only suggestion is try and look, deeper into developing these programs into more meaningful engagements, because see, the thing is that if you look around and, into the sea of this program being offered now, almost all universities, big universities are into this now. And to really, have a course which will sell in terms of, its pull that it should be creating. So we'll start with a push strategy, go to a pull one later on. But at the same time, you have to have very good resource persons who will be your endorsements. I'll share one example of law program that we are working on, just to give you a small window into what is being done in the background. See, law program, I've been talking to very senior, corporate fellows in terms of, people who do IPOs for big companies like Coal India, and their IPOs are like massive in terms of the numbers that they want to generate. So an IPO of 1,200 crores and 2,000 crore, and a lot of IPOs are coming up, and this is where those corporate lawyers, it's a group of corporate lawyers who possibly, have their cartel kind of a thing. I've been talking to them because one of them is very closely known to me in sense of, she is a National Law University, Bangalore product, and she was suggesting something of this nature, that why can't we have a program, use a platform, use WIPS faculty, and make a pitch to corporate lawyers outside, because her experience says that even with the experience of hands in corporate lawyering, there are very few people who understand what IPO is all about and what are the technicalities that go into an IPO program. So I think that's where we need to kind of search deeper into what would be the audience, because I know you have done a preliminary job. I'm not saying that, but then a more detailed work, because to enter this kind of a particular domain, you need to have a very strong pull in terms of the resource person who are going to, the resource person whom you are going to use as faculty members. So you have to understand this very clearly, because I don't want these ideas to die down, because I see excitement is there. Everybody is wanting to do it. One should not just go by gut feeling. Business is all about, numbers and seeing the audience and, connecting with that audience, and then, being able to make that pitch. So we may be good about, we may have a good, gut about doing a particular thing, but then that gut should be, don't take me twice, but then it should be appealing to others who are takers and would give you the value for money. So anybody who's working, I think, should work along this. We are working on platforms. I gave you one example. There are two more. It is still in the nascent stage. I don't want to disclose their names. But then Upgrad, I thought I would put everybody in, in picture, because they are ready to collaborate with us. They have IIT Madras collaborating with them. They have IIT Bangalore. You can go and search for Upgrad. You will possibly see, all big names in education, joining on that platform. So that's an opportunity given to us by God, and I think we should be able to take it forward and take these ideas forward, and we should be able to give a good pitch to them that these are the programs that are being offered. So that was my say, Siddharth uncle. Thank you so much. I think that's wonderfully done, and congratulations to everybody for this, very interesting, I would say, and very engaging. I have been on the background listening to a lot of videos have been sent to me, as recordings that I've been seeing, trying myself, hands-on to see how technology works, what are the advantages of it, and how can we take it forward. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sunit. I knew that once you are here, you will speak, and you spoke so very well that it was the very idea of having you here was to tell the people that the area that we are working to, and the management is already looking into that area, and the connect has been established by what you have said today. After such a successful FDP, it is very, very appropriate that the dean of the department has the last word. Yeah. And because she's the one who keeps the flock together, and it shows everything. So over to you, Charulata ji, for the final words.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sunit sir. And we have come to the conclusion of FDP on pedagogical approaches for online teaching, lessons and challenges. I think after 6 days of rigorous training, we have a lot of lessons and we know the challenges which lie there and lie ahead. I am sure we are definitely better equipped and equipped to handle them. And as we know that as teachers, we need to adopt technology and we need to be counseling minds. So we have much more responsibility ahead. As I said in the inaugural session as well, that the challenges for the teacher are content segregation, content filtering, content creation, content engagement, content delivery, content evaluation, and content management. So we have covered all these aspects during this FDP and can very well do the need assessment and gap analysis for ourselves and move ahead in our teaching learning process with much more insights and much more confidence. So I thank all the resource persons for their insights and deliberations. I am thankful to management VIPs, to Sunit sir for always encouraging us and for being there, to Siddharth sir for leading us, to the organizing team for all their hard work, for all the participants for their active engagement in this FDP and to make this FDP a success. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Let's all of us be on camera for at least 30 seconds together.
I think we can all smile for the camera now.
Thank you.
Ramesh, sir, please do the honors.
Ramesh is seeing that everybody is coming in the frame.
Yes.
He has to record it.
Our substitute for the selfie.
Done, sir.
Thank you, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you again, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.